All right, this just came out a few days ago. Science alert: lethal secret of one of the world's deadliest pathogens finally revealed. They know this thing kills people. Why? Well, it's sneaking through the junctions in your cells and in through your membranes. It says the common gram-negative bacterium, common, it's everywhere, is a true comic book villain among microbes, capable of slipping through our defenses. Well, how does it slip through? It infiltrates our most sterile spaces, and it's supposed to be sterile, clean, no invasion of nasty stuff. The devious killer deserves its ranking among the World Health Organization's list of priority #1 pathogens. How does it attack? Well, you can see right here, it says, most of us encounter this microbe every day, in our everyday environment. It's all over the place. It's a common microbe, and we come away completely unscathed. Why? Why do some people have no problem with that and other people get terribly sick? Now listen to this. It says, under the right circumstances, let's try to figure out what those are, it readily takes advantage of the smallest of gaps in our defenses. Well, what are our defenses, and what would gap, and how can we stop it from gapping? All right, and it will explode into a runaway infection and end your life. You see, they understand that this is not correct, what they're thinking. This is just how such a ubiquitous microorganism, that means it's just everywhere, came to be an opportunistic threat. Well, why? And it's not an opportunistic threat. The person is not capable of defending against it. The person is the weak part. So the opportunistic threat is just looking for a place to invade, yes. And it's looking for an opportunity, and it finds one in a person who is immunocompromised, which means they do not have the enzymes to fight back against these invaders. So it's an opportunity to invade. It's been something of a mystery. Yeah, it's a total mystery. How could they be everywhere and only some people die? And other people, it's no big deal to them all. It prompting an international team of researchers to investigate the species' evolutionary history. It's not the species, it's the people. Find out what bacteria is living in those people that are being invaded versus the people that are not being invaded. And I can almost guarantee you, and they have done this just recently, and they discovered that all of these different variations exist in people that are immune versus people that are not immune from things, and they all relate to bacteria, archaea, fungi, all the things that live in your body that create chemistry. And I just did a thing on it. I'll see if I can find it. Hold on. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, only an enzyme is capable of creating enough chemistry quickly enough to kill something that is as deadly as this. And your body has that naturally built into you. That's why it's a common bacteria. It's just everywhere. However, some people die from it. Now listen to what they say. Capable of surviving easily in jet fuel, as it can virtually pure water. It can live in anything. This particular type of bacteria, adaptability seems to know no bounds. The uncanny skill set makes it a particular problem in healthcare settings where even the most hygienic practices aren't enough to keep infections at bay. Well, first of all, they're in the healthcare settings. People are already susceptible to getting invaded with stuff, so obviously they're more obvious going to get it. It's supposed to live in almost any setting. That's its job. But an enzyme will come up and done, just like that. It'll be living along and it's doing its job. It's going doing whatever it does, this bacterium, because you might need it to eat your. It might be a flesh-eating bacteria. I don't know exactly what it does, but that bacteria will end up killing you. And hospital patients with chronic lung conditions such as cystic fibrosis are easily, especially susceptible. They just because they're wide open, they go right through the breaks in their lungs. That's why they already have problems. In fact, researchers discovered several of the infectious strains of this bacterium have even evolved a strong affinity for people with CF. It's cystic fibrosis. Yeah, of course they have an affinity for it. It's an easy way in. Okay, I guess the best thing to do is just leave it at this. This is the key. Bacteria and enzymes are the living societies that 100% control your life and death. 100% is done by bacteria, either breaking down food and making a food available to you, or killing your invaders, or creating proteins and building blocks for life. Everything is done by bacteria. And if your bacteria is not in good working order, you're done. And so many people have had problems from antibiotics and from all kinds of things that have killed the bacteria in them, and they just can't recover. And she's one of the people right there. I believe that's exactly what's going on with her. She's never going to get better until her gut is working correctly. I believe that's my thinking. Now, they should find out what kind of bacteria is missing in people's bodies that have all these conditions. Because you're going to have a set of bacteria that's going to be pretty much standard in everybody. Because they have to break down the same kind of things. They have to deal with the same kind of invaders. If you have one person that's missing a whole bunch of stuff, that person's in trouble. And if you have another person that's got a whole bunch of extra stuff that nobody else has, that person's in trouble. All right? We should be able to monitor what everybody has and be able to adjust it, and then we're going to have health. All right? I love you all.